Hi ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kenneth and welcome to PPTV. Today we're going to talk to you about a brand new recorder from Lotoo. And with that, let's find out more. Now, just to give you a very quick idea on what the PAW 1 is, please do not be confused by the PAW S1 because this is not the PAW S1. The PAW S1 is an amazing little dongle that can connect to your phone and use your phone as a transport while it acts as the DAC end. The PAW 1 on the other hand is a pro-grade recorder in a tiny form factor. And in case you're wondering why am I not showcasing the product in my hands, it's very simple basically. I'm actually using the PAW 1 as the recorder for this video, so all the audio here in this video is by the PAW 1. Now let's first start by talking a bit about Lotoo as a whole. Now, Lotoo is more than a company that just makes amazing DAPs. Actually, their parent company, they are called Beijing Infomedia, initially started as a company that provides professional audio solutions for the professional broadcast industry, and they are still doing so today. And later, Lotoo created their own brand called PAW. Now, PAW basically means Portable Audio Workstation. As the name implies, it is basically to suit their more portable products, and with that they actually created some products such as the ones that you're more familiar with, the DAP series such as the PAW Go Touch, the PAW Gold, the PAW 5000, PAW 6000, PAW S1. They also created products such as the PAW 5, which are basically recorders. Now, I know we are not very familiar with the recorders in the audiophile world, but they actually did a line of these products, and the PAW 1 is a reimagining of these products. Now, the PAW 1 is an amazing new recorder from Lotoo, and it not only does recording, it has some rather impressive specifications as a audiophile DAP as well, and we'll find out more in this video. Let's talk about build. When I first unboxed the PAW 1, I was actually very surprised. I expected the PAW 1 to be made of plastic, maybe with a textured metal-ish finish, but I was wrong. The PAW 1 is actually made of a very solid metal material, and it's sturdier than I expected. Now, the base unit of the PAW 1 is a very nice metal square, likened to that of a soda cracker. Buttons are plenty with the PAW 1, and it's clearly catered to sound recording. The most obvious would be the big red button on the bottom left of the PAW 1 with quick access controls beside it. The increase-decrease recording level buttons are also extremely accessible. Now, direct buttons to control the sound is also very handy, and you can adjust the gain even without diving into the menus, which is really amazing. There is also a LED indicator to indicate should the levels clip, and for you to double check your settings in case that happens, in case the sound distorts or what, you know when that is happening and you can actually tweak your audio to suit the environment. Now next, let's talk about the microphone. The PAW 1 actually has an internal microphone, which is okay, but to make audio really shine, Lotoo also has a dedicated external microphone that you can use in conjunction with the PAW 1 base unit itself. Now, if you're serious about recording, you should really consider using the external microphone. Sound is actually richer with the external microphone and has a lot more depth. Now next, let's talk about the features of the PAW 1. The PAW 1 features a quick selectable mode button for you to change the settings on the PAW 1 on the fly. It also has presets such as vlogging for a more directional microphone pattern, or even a meeting preset where the PAW 1 is configured to prioritize a wide pattern where it picks up sound in larger arc. Should you want to choose this arc manually, you can put it in the Pro setting and later hitting the function button, whereby a few options comes up like 70 degrees, 100 degrees or 140 degrees. You can switch how wide you want the arc to be depending on your situation. Also, another really handy feature would be the low cut filter, where it rejects frequencies below 100Hz or 200Hz. It is a really handy feature. Sometimes when I'm recording these videos, there is sometimes a really low frequency ring that I have to kinda remove it from post, but with this inside the recorder, I realized that I have to do a lot less work during pre-production, and it's really saving a lot of time for me. So I'll just like to let you know some of the settings that I have been using for this whole video. Now, I actually am using noise reduction on low as well as a low cut filter at about 100 Hz. So it should sound relatively okay. I'm not going to tweak much on the sound for this recording so you can hear how the PAW 1 performs. Next, we're going to look at how the PAW 1 performs in a few different scenarios. So now you're listening to audio with the noise reduction off as well as a low pass filter turned off as well. Let's hear how it sounds. You know, the other day I had really nice lunch. I had this, this Mexican Turkish place called Stuffed in Singapore, and I really enjoyed the daily bowl. And now let's listen to it on low cut filter at about 100 Hz, so it should reject anything 100 Hz and below. So right now you can't see, actually I am playing this 80 Hz frequency right beside the microphone and see if it can pick up. It should not though. And now I've actually set the microphone to have a 200 Hz low cut filter. We'll try the same experiment with the tone at 80 Hz and let's see if you actually can hear it. The phone here is going to go there. So you might notice with the low cut filter that there is some ringing when I place my phone closer to the microphone while activating the 100 Hz or 200 Hz low cut filter. Now what happens is that the low cut filter is actually working. It is actually cancelling out the lower frequencies, but they are ringing higher harmonics, so the microphone still picks them up. But usually this is not a big problem because most of those frequencies get mixed in with voices or some background noise anyway, and you will not notice them. And so actually the low pass filter worked really well. Active noise reduction is also present in the PAW 1 and it comes in 4 settings: off, low, medium, high. I find the active noise reduction to work really well, but please do not expect miracles. If you have a passing bus right beside you, even on a higher setting, no matter what, the PAW 1 is going to pick up on the sound of the engines rumbling on the bus. But should it be for instances where you want to reduce the noise in a quiet or moderate setting, it is very capable. Also to note that there is a change in voice tonality when you turn the strength of the A&R a bit higher, but this is common in such A&R technologies. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, now you can hear I'm actually out in the open. This is with noise reduction turned to 0, it's not on at all. So you can hear a lot of background noise and my voice still sounds somewhat normal. Just listen to the background and hear what it picks up. It is on 70% directionality, so the arc is not very wide, but it's still picking up some noise. I'm going to switch to a high level of noise reduction and we'll see how does this affect sound on the whole. Noise reduction has been set to low this time round. You can hear that there is a significant reduction of background noise and my voice changed a little bit. It's not as full sounding as it was when noise reduction was turned completely off. I'll leave you to hear a bit of the background. Okay, now noise reduction is set to medium and there is a very distinct reduction in background noise yet again. So right now, actually if I were to use this in a pub, I will find that it will be perfect for vlogging because it really reduces the background noise. I'll leave you to listen to it for a few seconds. And lastly, now this is with noise reduction turned up to high. With noise reduction turned up to high, I find that it really reduces a lot of background frequencies. You don't hear the background so much, but it also comes at a cost. My voice now kind of sounds a bit thinny and I would have to tweak the EQ to make it sound a bit fuller. But on the whole, it works really well, and if you really want to get your voice through, noise reduction turned up to high will work and can work in situations that calls for it. And moving on for the audiophiles in us. Now, despite its primary function of being a recorder, the PAW 1 can also function as a very capable DAP. It does 2496 PCM extremely well, as well as 128 DSD. At the time of writing, Lotoo did not mention what M chip they use or what DAC chip they use for the PAW one, but tonality of the PAW one is classic Lotoo. It is high resolution, clear and dynamic. This combination has brought Lotoo to the forefront of personal audio and is still present here. So the PAW one is really classic Lotoo. But one thing to note though for the audiophiles, if you're planning to use it as a DAP, the buttons are not laid out in a manner that would be extremely convenient for an audiophile. Yes, the function button in the playback mode actually functions as a PMEQ ATE function that Lotoo commonly has, and it is also present in PAW one, whereby you can shape the shape of the sound using Lotoo's famed PMEQ, and it works really well. It doesn't really distort the sound too much. Also, one thing to note is that Lotoo will be releasing an app for the PAW one in the near future, so you can control most of the controls from your mobile phone shortly. I do not know what platform will it be on, but hopefully on both Android and Apple. And finally, conclusion. The PAW one is a serious recorder for content creators who are looking for an awesome recorder on the go. The size is also pretty small versus other microphones and can provide awesome stereo imaging. For the audiophiles, I think that the PAW one is a direct upgrade over the PAW 5000. It does not have the same touchscreen as the PAW 6000. It still features an update to the classic PAW 5000 signature. And with that, thank you very much for watching to PPTV. I hope you like this content, and if you like, please press the like and subscribe button somewhere over, I think here, right? Hopefully I get the sites right. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you guys soon.